and I got all of my masks, I got all of my gear, so I could just do that show and I'll retire. Hey, remember that dream I had a long time ago? Well, here's the dream. I gotta leave in 2 months. We're gonna live in Orlando.
Man, what's up, you guys? It's Freddie Stevenson from Trials of Triumph. I just want to take the time out to thank you guys for supporting last week's episode with Jamisha McCray. It was a very powerful episode. But we have another amazing episode coming up this week with Samuray Del Sol, formerly known as Kalisto. He's wrestled for promotions all across the world, from WWE, AEW, AAA, and more. And he shares his powerful story. You definitely want to tap in this week to hear it. But before we get into it, I want to take the time out to thank our sponsors, Indie Atlantic Films and Concord Coffee. But let's stop wasting your time. We got a dope episode coming up this week. Let's get into it. I appreciate you pulling up.
Same here, man. Same here. It's an honor. And since it's great, I'm grateful. And Leith put you over like crazy. I'm like, man, this is definitely.
That's my guy, man.
Me too, man. Yeah. And I love this. Trials to Triumph.
Yes, sir. That's
awesome,
life,
man.
Life. You have to overcome some adversity. Yes, sir.
Lucha. That's life too, man.
But talk about your childhood. You told me you were born in Chicago.
Yeah, I was born in Chicago. Born in 1986. I'm 38 years old. I was born in Chicago, lived there for a couple years. Then I moved to Mexico City, lived there for 6 years. I went to school with there too. You can say pre-K, kinder, first, second grade, and to third grade. That's when I moved back to Chicago and started living my life there. And every year I kept going back and forth, kind of like summer vacation. And yeah, it kind of felt like I lived on both sides at the same time, you know?
How did that feel moving back and forth? Like,
it was cool because at the time my dad stayed in Mexico, working, sending us money. But at the time it was different. I didn't know much of what was going on. I guess my parents separated at the time, and then they came back. But I'm the youngest of my family.
Okay.
It's my sister, my brother, then me. So they always kept everything away from me, you know, all the bad stuff. But no, I mean, to me, I felt like an adventure because we started living at, I guess my mom had a friend. She let us live there in the attic, and we literally had nothing. We just had like a bed sheet and a couple pillows and a little boombox that had a TV, and that was our TV station, and we ate sandwiches every day. So to me, that's why I love sandwiches. I love posting sandwiches even to this day. Like where I go, oh, sandwich, oh my god, I'm in sandwich heaven. But yeah, and then from there, my mom, I guess, like she worked, and then I started working with her. I was a waiter from I think I was like 7 years old to 13 years old. Mm-hmm. I was making pizzas, pizza puffs, burgers, hot dogs. It was at this big market where it's like a whole bunch of cheap stuff, you know, but there was a restaurant there, and I was working with my mom, earning $10 a week. But to me, that was like a lot. Like, oh man, $10. Yeah, I could buy candy now. Yeah. But in Mexico too, because I love candy at the time. Right now, I don't need candy, you know, the older we get. But and when I was in Mexico at that time too, I was working. My dad always handed me like a little carton, a box of bubble gum, and he's like, "Yeah, you want more candy? Here, sell these." I'm like, "Oh, okay, hey, chicle, like candy here for 1 peso, 10 pesos," and I was earning like a little bit change just to buy more candy on top of that. But I've always worked. I worked all my life, man, and to this day, I mean, I'm still working, but I'm living my dream. Yeah. I've done everything you can think of, from construction. I was even a bodyguard for Daddy Yankee a little bit in my high school. Yeah, dude. And Jimmy Buffett too. Throughout the whole high school, I was always like doing security for Northwestern University in Chicago. I was doing like college graduations, concerts for Twista, and a whole bunch of like everything. I was always working at a video store. I was a librarian. Man, I had so many jobs, man. I can't even think of.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Being in Chicago, a huge sports city.
Yes.
Were you a Bears fan? Did you get into sports early on?
Oh my God, I was a Bulls fan. Oh my God, that Michael Jordan time. Oh my God, because my uncle at the time, whenever there were the playoffs, man, when they won, he used to go pick us up and just downtown, just drive like, yeah, they'll go Bulls. And to me, that was fun. That was so fun because I grew up in a neighborhood that wasn't that good. You know, it was a tough neighborhood, gangs everywhere. I was in the south side of Chicago,
Yeah.
and it was tough. I've always wanted to go out and play, and my mom and dad are like, no, you can't go out. I'm like, oh, come on. Well, oh, there's wrestling. There's wrestling. My dad bought me like a couple weights, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. So that was my escape because I couldn't go out and play. I did do taekwondo, little bit gymnastics for like a year. I was always trying to just get out, get out the house. Again, like I didn't had a chance to go out and play, but when I did, and the little opportunities that I did go out and play, I just took I made the best of it, riding my bikes, jumping my bikes on those little ramps. I was rollerblading because I watched Mighty Ducks. That was my favorite movie.
Yeah, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, dude, I'm a 90s kid, man. So, dude.
What's it, Bombay?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, man. Like Three Ninjas Kick
movie,
Back,
man.
too. Oh, my God, everything.
I was just watching Three Ninjas the other day.
Me too. Oh, man. Tum Tum. Oh, dude, that's pretty cool. Colt. That's my favorite. But
I always got mixed up with Three Ninjas whenever, I guess, they had casting issues and they changed a few of the characters one year, and they kind of threw me off.
I think the second one's my favorite because they were in Japan, and I've always wanted to be a ninja. Oh my God, man, I always wanted to be a ninja because of Ninja Turtles and just growing up watching ninjas and like, man, and I love Superman too because I wanted to fly. So I've always been intrigued with taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, everything, man. I even watched a little bit Ultimate Fighting, the bare knuckle, right before when it was like legit real. I used to watch that. Then my dad's like, "No, that's too real." I'm like, "Okay," and I started watching more wrestling. But yeah, man. I mean, I did so much.
Did you said basketball, watching the Bulls and Jordan?
Yeah.
Did you ever play basketball?
Oh, of course.
High school?
Oh my God. Yeah. Every day after school, in grammar school too. Like I used to go with my uncle, with my dad, my brother. But then my dad stopped going because he tore his knee, and I kind of put him off work a bit, and then I started going with my uncle a little bit. Then in the back we had there was what is it called, like one of those satellite poles, but they had wood. So my uncle kind of got a basket. And we made our own rim because we didn't have a rim, and we started playing basketball a little bit in my uncle's backyard and stuff. And we were always trying to find ways on how to entertain ourselves because again we couldn't go out and play.
Yeah, bad area.
Yeah, bad area. But I didn't know. To me it was fun. I just wanted to make the best of it. I had so much energy. I just didn't know where to put it. But I always made the best of it though.
Definitely, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm loving the mask too.
Oh, thank you, man. My mask has a lot of meaning to it. It means hope. The 3 spikes represents the 3 styles: Lucha Libre, Japanese, WWE, American style storytelling. And this represented actually the first I was the first Octagon Junior, which it's like a big name in Mexico. Octagon at the time, he was with the movies like El Santo, Blue Demon and stuff, and for a long time. And my very first memory watching Lucha Libre with my grandma at that time, watching him because he looked like a ninja. He had this. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I told my grandma, hey, one day I'm gonna be Octagon Junior, and man, I became that, and it was pretty cool because to me it meant a lot, and my grandma wanted to be a wrestler. I have no connections of other wrestlers. I have no uncles, no legacies. No, I'm my own legacy, man. I created my own path. I had no help. That's why Lucha. I screamed Lucha, man. But that just came to me. And to me, when I went back to Mexico and I wrestled at the arena my grandma used to go to, and she always promised me she was going to take me to go see wrestling, and she never did because she passed away at 95. And I was living her dream, and I'm the only wrestler in my family to do all that. So that represents that being the first Octagon Junior. Originally, I had another tail that has, this is my first tattoo, had that tail. And that's the journey that led me to WWE. That's what it represents. Originally, I like wearing blue because blue represents diabetes awareness. My dad's diabetic. My grandpa was diabetic. I have so many family members that are diabetic, but diabetes awareness. And plus, it's my favorite color too, blue.
Okay. Was your You talked about your grandma getting you into watching wrestling.
Yeah.
Was she the first one to get you a mask?
No, actually, I don't know if it was my grandma or my dad, but they got me an octagon mask with the tail because I wanted to be a ninja because I watched Ninja Turtles. They had the same tail, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Shredder, as you can see. So I was inspired by all that. So I'm a kid inside. We're all a kid inside.
Yeah,
We just,
definitely.
I'm just bringing it out. And when I watched that, I'm like, wow, it's pretty cool. Like I was intrigued. But when I moved to the States and I saw a different type of version of wrestling, Undertaker versus Yokozuna, I'm like, whoa. And I don't know, I had a strange, strong feeling that I'm like, man, I don't know why, but I keep seeing that ring. One day I'm gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel it. I don't know why. I just can't explain it. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I know I'm gonna be there one day. Man, dude, it was just a crazy feeling that um, nobody expected it from my family. Nobody expected I was gonna go that far. To me is even surprising too when I see myself. I still can't believe I'm doing all this stuff. Everything I accomplished from being United States champion, NXT Tag Team champion, Cruiserweight champion, me beating the Undertaker for on a vote on a Slammy award winning. And I was intriguing too. It was so cool because I did like a big finisher out the top 20-foot ladder. That's what got me on the map.
All right. So
But yeah,
you talk about that ultimately being your dream.
yeah.
And in the year 2006, that's when you debuted it.
Yeah.
Kind of talk us through that year when you getting your start.
So I started in this company called Windy City Pro Wrestling. I don't think it's there no more, but it was different at the time. It was by the border in Indiana. It took me a while to get there. At the time I was going to college. I graduated after high school. I just wanted to do something. I had no idea what I was doing. But I was just working. I had 3 jobs. I was doing construction. I was doing security. I was a librarian in my college, Robert Morris College downtown. Yeah, and I was just always working. And to me, I'm like, man, I want to feel what it feels like to be in the ring. I want to feel it. So I saved up my money. I found this school. Oh man, it took 2 trains and 2 buses to get there. 2 trains and 2 buses to get back. So I was always home really late. I wanted to be super busy. Why? Because I wanted to be out the house. I was always at the house and I just wanted to be out there, man, because I wanted to like use my energy towards something else. So and I saved up my money, $650. To me, it was like, man, that's a lot of money. I'm like, all right, cool. So I saved up and I went there. First day, I signed this little contract with them, like, all right, cool, to promise that I can pay every month and stuff. And I saw them wrestling. It was on the 15 by 15 ring, small ring, and I could hear the loud pop, pop. Like, whoa, it's just like, it felt so good, the energy, the vibe. And then once they were done training, because they were telling me the rules, hey, you can't go in the ring within 1 year because you got to learn how to punch and kick, the basics and stuff. I'm like, all right, cool, I understand. I'm like, man, but I want to go in there. I'm like, oh. So everybody left, and this other friend of mine, Mexican friend of mine, he was there training with this other luchador that was from Mexico City, but he was just looking for a spot to train. And he had experience. He was in AAA Mexico, like kind of the WWE version of Mexico. Now WWE owns that. So by the way, and so yeah, he used to train with him and stuff. He did like all head scissors and stuff. I'm like, whoa, that is so cool. I'm like, hey bro, can I learn that? Like, can I just get in the ring? I just want to run the ropes or something. I'm like, wait till everybody leaves. And then, okay, I'll let you in. All right, cool. So he goes to the bathroom. And the other guy, the coach, he's training. He's doing something. Hey, in Spanish. Hey, you want to come in? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. Cool. And then I'm in there. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Hey, can you do this? If you can sit out on the rope, can you backflip from the top rope, this and that? Yeah, sure. Never done it. And I'm doing everything. Pa. And my friend, Manny, what are you doing? You're going to get killed. Like, hey, this kid's good. How many years has been training? That's his first day. I'm like, nah, come on. No, how many years has been training? I'm like, no, it is my first day. Like, you want to train with us? Yeah, I want to train with you. Like, what days do you guys train? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, they train Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I was doing American wrestling and lucha libre training. 2 different worlds, 2 different languages, 2 different styles and maneuvers and everything. And again, different names for the moves.
What's the difference stylistically between the two?
Lucha Libre is more of aerial. It's artistic, more of showmanship.
Okay.
And American style is more again showmanship, but it's more American based, a little bit strong, basic shoulder tackle, boom, boom. Just learning the basics, kind of like telling the story. This is storytelling. I was learning actually storytelling at that time, storytelling with American style wrestling and lucha libre. I was learning more of the showmanship,
Okay.
more of the aerial assault, more of the character development, and in 2 weeks I was just training every day, and then I was going to school and I was working. I had 3 jobs, so I did that on purpose because I just wanted to be super busy. I was like a sponge. I was getting everything from, and lucha libre they were training from 5 to 9. I stood there till 1 a.m. every day.
Dang,
Because
you wanted it bad.
yeah, because like if it was a good feeling, it's like, hey, Manny, can you do this? Can you try this? I was learning new moves as we go. And everything that I watched, like, hey, that's a cool move. Can I learn it too? Yeah, I'll teach you. Bum, 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 bum. Like, man. So in their rules, in the American side, where I was paying monthly, um, they said, hey, we don't usually do this, but we want to debut you. Like, I know you've been wrestling, we've been training for 2 weeks, but we want to debut you. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like,
What year is this?
It was 2006 though.
Okay.
Yeah, it was I was 2 weeks in, man. 2 weeks in. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm like, I'm gonna debut. I'm like, I didn't have a mask at the time. I was wrestling under the name Manny Ramirez. Manny is my name. Emmanuel, my real name. Manny, I just like everybody called me Manny. Ramirez, my mom's main name, Ramirez. So and then I had my debut. It was in a parking lot in front of 10 people. I was so nervous, man. So nervous. It was a tag team match. Me and my Mexican friend with the lucha coach and somebody else. And yeah, I was just doing my stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Wheelbarrow, head scissors. And I was just like focusing on the work, but I wasn't focusing on the showmanship, on the character side, because it's my first match. Then had a battle royal, which what we call baptism. Everybody baptized me. Oh no! Oh, like I was getting chopped. Like, oh, welcome to the business, kid. Oh no! Their style of wrestling, the American side, it was a little bit tough, but it kind of helped me out. They had really strict rules. Like, hey, if you mess up, we're gonna get the biggest guy. You're gonna get a clothesline real hard and see if you learn. And I saw, like, I think it was 12 kids that started, and 2 of them lasted, me and this other kid. So everybody else quit because they were, oh no, it's too tough, this and that. And thankfully for me, I never messed up because I was always focused. I'm like, oh my God, I want to get clotheslined by this big dude. He's gonna knock my head off, because they used to go, boom, you gonna do that again? All right, go to the back of the line until you learn. I'm like, oh my God, what do I got myself into? Oh, but in a way, it kind of helped me to toughen up, be tough. And in Lucha Libre, I was learning how to be more artistic. My first show with them, it's like, hey, we know you just started, but can you be our manager? We're going to dress you up as a clown. Okay, so they're called Cocos. Coco 1, Coco 2, Coco 3. They have different colors. Blue, green, yellow, and I was the orange one. And they had like little teeth. I'm like, yeah, just do this and go like that. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It looks like you're biting your teeth. So I was like being like, how can I be super annoying? And my friends that went to go see me in front of 2,500 people. And that was my first. I'm like, oh my God, there's a lot of people. From 10 people to 2,500. Oh, wait a minute. Nobody knows what I look like though. So I can be like really annoying. I could be like, my friend's like, man, you did such a good job. I just wanted to punch you so bad. Like, really? Was I that annoying? Yes. Okay, that's what I wanted. Awesome. So I was getting experiences from that and just being a showmanship. And then the other side, I was getting taught like storytelling, American wrestling. But I mixed it up with lucha libre. And that's the time my friends like, you ever been to an ROH match? Like, what is that? They're like, we're going to take you. It's called Ring of Honor. Ooh, okay. This is 2007.
Okay.
Going into 2007. And because I was watching their tapes in 2005. Like, oh man, this is hot. This is badass. Then TNA. I'm like, oh man, what is that? Then that I was exposed to the world of wrestling. And I'm like, we're gonna take you. We want to make you feel this is what wrestling is all about. And they took me, man, and it changed my perspective and it changed my life. Like, who I want to be in there. And I was watching the main event, El Generico versus Kevin Steen, now Kevin Owens in WWE. Man, that's still like my like everything. Like, wow, I want to be in there too. Like, this is so cool. And yeah, that opened the world to everything, man. And it just it expanded uh my thoughts and my, how do you say, my motivation and everything. And I met so many great wrestlers, and I was doing lucha libre shows now with the lucha libre people, and I was doing American American shows with the American side. And yeah, I was just getting, more and more and more active and trying different shows. And but also too, at that time I ended up getting a job. I was a special ed teacher. I was a life coach for the special needs. I grew up with my aunt. She had special needs at the time when we were going back and forth with living conditions. We at the time we were living with my grandma for a bit, and that's where I grew up with my grandma. I'm with my grandma and my aunt that she had autism. So I had experience on how to take care of her, her do's and don'ts and stuff. So I became a special ed kind of teacher, and I had 25 clients, different from 25 to 75 years old. Took care of them, bathed them, everything, different tasks. I worked with the mute people, with the blind. I was learning sign language, coffee, stuff like that. Thank you, basic stuff, And yeah, like I was always busy, and I was busy with wrestling too. Um, yeah, and then with that, I just started being super busy. My friends like, hey Manny, come on, you never go out. Come on, let's go out. There's a party. I'm like, all right, cool. And it's funny because at that party, that's where I met my wife.
Hey, that's dope. That's a blessing, man.
It is. I'm like, man, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go out, man. I'm like, I just like being busy. I'm like, I got homework tonight. I got a test next week. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go. I'm like, that's where I met my wife. But yeah, man, it all goes in connecting parts because I was wrestling and I was planning on a tour in Mexico. Then I broke my leg, my very first injury, a serious injury. I got knocked out. This was in 07. No, this was in 2010.
2010.
Yeah, because I was just doing it as a hobby. My wife, when she first saw me wrestle, she's like, hey, I'm going to invite you to this show. I was like, oh, you're a wrestler? She thought I was like an amateur wrestler. She's not a fan of wrestling, but now she understands the business. She helped me a lot with that. And so when I took her to the first show, that's going to lead to the broken leg, she saw me, and that was actually in front of another 2,500 people. It was in Cicero Stadium in Chicago, which now they do TNA shows there. Because when I did a show there, I'm like, wow, last time I was here, it just brings back memories. So when she saw me wrestle, and she brought her cousin at the time, she made a big sign and stuff. Like she didn't think of anything, and she saw all the matches, and she pulled me aside after the show. She's like, hey, you're really good. Like, really? Like, I don't think I'm good. I'm just, like, I'm not a fan of this, but you were the only match that stood out. Like, you're really good. I'm like, oh, I guess. I'm like, you look good, and you really stood out. I'm like, okay. So I kind of saw that perspective of her, and it kind of motivated me because seeing it through her eyes. I didn't think I was good, man. I still don't think I'm good. I'm still trying to get better, So she saw me. And she started motivating me too. Like, hey, keep working out, do this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. Just be careful with the falls. I'm like, make sure they catch you. Sometimes they didn't catch me. And I'm like, oh, I got, hit in the head. I'm like, oh, no, too many hits in the head. So 2010 happened. There was this show at this Congress Theater. When I first debuted as a clown, that very same place right there. That's where I had that show. And it was a regular American move. It was called a hip toss. So off a hip toss, the guy drives me down, and I landed straight on my tibia, left leg, and I broke my leg. And the first thing that came to mind was like, oh, Mexico tour. Oh, no, that's it. Oh, my job. Oh, no, that's it. I'm done. Oh, my God, no. It's just like the world came down on me. It's like, man, that's it. I'm done. And it was my first broken bone, so I freaked out. I freaked out. I'm like, no, man, oh, it hurts. I'm like, oh my god, but it actually felt super hot, warm, and it's just I couldn't feel my leg. It was just really numb.
Did the guy that you were wrestling against, did he keep going or did he stop the match?
They stopped them. They stopped the match.
Okay.
They stopped the match, and because I guess they freaked out too. And I'm like, man, like my leg was like, oh, it was nasty. But yeah, and I went to the hospital, and I had a tour plan. I'm like, man, I'm screwed. That's it. So in that time, they told me, hey, you need like a year to get like recovered. My crazy, my crazy. I came back in 6 months or less. I was still in pain, but I was still like, hey, I think I'm good. I'm like, oh, I have a metal plate and 5 screws. So they put a metal plate and 5 screws, and it was just I was working through the pain. I was working through the pain, and why I don't know why I did it, but it just feels something I have to do. It's a strong feeling ever since I was a kid when I first saw the TV and I saw the ring. Again, that same feeling never left me.
Yeah.
It's just even till this day, I still feel there's something I gotta do on this earth. That's my homework on this earth before I leave. And for me, that's like it's something I have to do no matter what. And I still had that feeling, and that feeling was strong that day. Like, don't give up, don't give up. Something was telling me, don't give up and just keep going. And I went on tour either way, kind of still with the same pain. I went back to Mexico, and I had an opportunity to step into the AAA world, to the Lucha Libre world. And I did this Tough Enough show in Mexico that they were building. And my friend's like, hey, you want to do this show, just to, talk to people. And all right, cool. And that's where I met Conan. That's where I met a whole bunch of AAA wrestlers, real big names. And then from there, I just, okay, hey, we're going to get you on the show. Oh, okay, cool. So I started doing a couple shows here and there. I did that show. And that show right there, it was in 2011. I did that show. And then from there, something sparked in me because I had like Lucha Libre legends. I didn't win, but they were telling me, hey, but this kid stood out. They made a big speech, but this guy, we can see he's a future star. At the time, Samuray Del Sol, which I still wrestle with that name, Samuray Del Sol. And I'm like, what? And I went in the ring, and then congratulating everybody, and I still have that picture. I'll send it to you later on. And I don't know why, but I just started crying and bawling. I'm like, wow, like I didn't know I was good until somebody like that from that level telling me like this kid has a future. I'm like, oof. I started thinking of my grandma. I started bawling. I'm like, man. And yeah, and then from there I started wrestling again, and now this is back now. 2011 hits. I had another tour. I was touring. I was using my vacation time for work to go on tours, and then like my very first show outside of Chicago was New York. And I got the traveling bug there because I'm like, wow, this is so cool. Times Square. I just saw it on TV. But like, man, there's a different world outside of Chicago. This is so cool. So that opened my whole mindset. Everything. I'm like, man, there's more opportunities out there. Because my family was just used to Chicago all the time. They grew up and they passed away there. It was just that little spot. But I was like the first one to actually get out there. I'm like, man, there's another world out there. And so I was building for another tour. They had these tours called Expo Lucha, where there's this huge expo from 7 a.m. to midnight. Everyday matches and all day selling merch. So the main event of that show was AAA. So they had like this huge spot just for AAA, and everything around they had shows. So there's scouts and everybody just seeing who's the best so they can do that show. I was already programmed to be there. And so before that, I had this other show where I had a huge accident. I did a double reverse flip, which we called reverse 450 to the outside and onto 12 people. You can see it on my social media. I posted it. It's on at Samuray Del Sol with a Y, just to be different. Samurai. Um, yeah, and then I landed on my head. I hit the guardrail, then landed on my head. So that saved my life. I was just supposed to be there for the weekend, and that changed my whole life because I lost my job. I was there. I was in Mexico City for 2.5 months, and I was just supposed to be there for the weekend. And thank God I have family that supported me in Mexico. I have a lot of family in Mexico City, so I ended up staying with my aunt. Um, and and I'm glad in a way it happened because I got to meet relatives that I haven't seen since I was a baby, and I got to live with my aunt. Got to meet a couple of my uncles. Like they all passed away already, but in a way, I was glad to got to actually meet them. But first, they actually when they first saw me, they were helping me bathe. I was like, oh, sorry, uncle, to see you. I'm all naked, but thank you for helping me shower. I couldn't even
Yeah.
walk. I couldn't. I always tell everybody, it felt like being drunk day and night, nonstop, for 2 months. And I had post concussion syndrome. That's what I was diagnosed. I didn't have papers, of course, in Mexico. I wasn't a citizen, so I was kicked out of 3 hospitals until my cousin that was going to school for being a doctor, she had connections. And even now that I found out, like, actually a couple years ago, that I didn't know that my family paid like a fee. I didn't know how much they paid, but they barely told me now that they paid a fee to, like, hey, get him in quickly because he's gonna die. So they were just worried that I was bleeding in my head. I couldn't remember. I remember the fall, and I remember them screaming, "Samurai, Samurai!" People screaming at the wrestlers, "You idiots! You let them die!" and this and that. And I'm like, "What? What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" So I was in the back, and I just remember a pile of towels, all red, and another pile of towels, all red. I guess I was upside down. They were just trying to stop the blood, and they were sewing me in the back. So there was another doctor sewing me, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, I was just like out of it, man. And oh yeah, it scared my family. It scared my family. It scared my wife. My mom. I didn't want to scare my whole family, but they did got scared. And I'm like, after those 2 months, just being in bed and not moving, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Where's my life going? I left my wife in my apartment. We moved in at the time, and my dad was helping me, with my rent, and yeah, man, I was like, man, I'm downhill again. Like, man,
While you're processing things, does the thought of giving up wrestling cross your mind?
I wanted to die, man, because I'm like, man, like I left everything. Like, why did I do wrestling? Why is this feeling so strong that keeps telling me to do this? And to me, it's just like I was just so many thoughts came to my mind, and just FaceTiming my mom, my parents, my wife. It was hard, man. It was really hard because, like, to me, it's like, what am I gonna do now? I lost my job that I really love working for that, man. I really love being a life coach for the mentally disabled. I was a special ed teacher for them, 27 clients that I had. I'm like, man, I felt like I let them all down. So I got better. 'Cause they didn't let me fly, first of all, because my brain was so swollen that the pressure of the plane will literally kill me instantly. I didn't know that. I was just super dizzy. I'm like, man, I was throwing up every day. I'm like, I always tell everybody, it just felt like being super drunk. It was so annoying. It was just like day and night, nonstop. I had like my aunt had like a little bell, like, hey, I'm hungry. Hey, I gotta go bathroom. But it was tough, man. So when I landed back to Chicago, thank God I'm home. What am I gonna do? Gotta find a new job. And so yeah, like my mom's like, hey, I want to make sure that you're okay. Let's go to the hospital, and I want to make sure that you're okay. So we went to Cook County in Chicago. So they got me fast. In order for them to get you fast, because this is a long wait, 15 hours, 12 hours. You could be there all day, man. So then my mom messaged me, hey, I'm in the second floor. I'm like, oh, what are you doing there? Oh, I'm in the hospital too. You want to come down and see me? Like, what's going on? Okay, like, and I'm thinking like, in order for her to be there, you have to be really bad, you know. So she's like hooked up with monitors and stuff, and oh my god, oxygen machine, dude, it was so hard. And I'm like, trying to walk with my little um, um, IV and stuff, and I'm still kind of real dizzy, still at the time. I'm like, what are you doing here, mom? It's like, oh, I don't want to tell you I had a heart attack. Like, why? I was just so scared of your injury. I'm like, oh my God, and I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I am done with wrestling. That's it. Uh, like, I don't care. Man, I'm just putting my family through this. My wife got super scared. I was scared that she was going to leave me because she didn't want me to do this because my heart was so into wrestling. But also, too, I was just super busy and just working too at the time, so many jobs that I had, but also too going to school. I had to take time off school too. So um that happened. I got a little better. My mom got better. And I got all of my masks, I got all of my gear, everything in one bag. I'm like, okay, I have this Expo Lucha show. Let me just get better, and so I can just do that show and I'll retire. I told my wife that. And I promise I'll look for a new career. And I won't put the family through all this. And she's like, yes, because you scared me too. I almost left you. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm sorry, this and that. We had a long talk. I'm like, but she supported me even since day one. So I got better. I started training a little bit, and I did a couple matches, just to get a couple reps. And oh my God, I was dizzy. I'm like, ooh, even just sitting down on the top rope. I'm like, ooh, I was so scared, man. Like, man, why am I so scared? I'm a high flyer. And yeah, it just took time. It took time. I was getting better. All right, now I got better. The tickets were bought already. So my wife's like, I want to be in Mexico with you just in case something happens. I want to be there next to you. Okay. So she supported me just to do that show. I was going to go first, and then she was going to come later, like a couple days later, because of her work. And so, yeah, I landed, and my cousin picked me up. And he's like answering his phone. He's like, hey, is your wife? And I'm like, oh, please, no, please. What happened to my mom? I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Like, no, I don't want to know. No, they're laughing. What? Why are they laughing? Like, oh my God, like, is my mom okay? And like, your mom is fine. She's laughing with your fiance, my wife now. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh my God, what? My dad okay? Because he's diabetic too. I don't want to make him sick. And I'm like, okay, hey, what happened? No, no. You left your phone here. You know that? Yeah, I left it there. Like, yeah, because nobody's gonna call me. Like, why? I turned on your phone because your phone was dead. You have 6 missed messages. Okay, from who? From WWE. What? Please, is my mom okay? Stop messing with me, please. No, it's from WWE. Here, you want to listen to the voicemail? As soon as you get to your cousin's house, go on Skype and I put the voicemail there so you can hear it yourself. I'm like, but so is my mom okay? I'm like, yeah, she's fine, okay. I'll meet you there in 2 days. We need to talk. Okay. So I go to my aunt's house, and she put the voicemail. It's like, hey, so and so, we need you for Money in the Bank, Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown. Can you make it? And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, okay, I've been told even from other wrestlers, like, hey, the world does not need another Rey Mysterio. You don't go to WWE. You're never gonna make it. I'm like, I've been told that too. And it's just like, I'm not Rey Mysterio. I'm Samurai Del Sol. Even though I idolize Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, man, they're legends. They inspired me too. So I hear the message, and I wait for my wife, and she pulls me aside once she gets there. It was close to bedtime. She just wanted a one-on-one to talk privately. It's like, hey, like, if you really want to do this, like, I'll stay here in Mexico with you till you get good and better. But you need to tell me right now, if you don't want to do this, if you're just going to mess around and not take it seriously, I'm gone. Because my dream is to be in school. My dream is school. I don't like wrestling, but I'm here to support you 100%. And I need you to train with the best, and I need you to take advantage of any opportunity that's thrown to you. Media, radio, I don't care how far it is. You're going to take advantage and train with the best. If one trainer is not available, go find another trainer. So you're going to train every day until I see that you can get better. I'm like, you need to tell me, do you really want this or not? I'm like, well, I lost everything already. I got my girl here, my aunt that's willing to offer me her home. I'm staying here with her. I'm like, well, I lost it all already, so hey, all right, I'm all in. If you're all in, all right, cool. So
Shout out to your wife,
train.
man.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, dude, she's my rock, man. And so yeah, and then from there it's just training every day. Media. Who wants to do media? It's 4 hours away. I'll do it. Who wants to do radio? It's 5 hours away. I'll do it. I'll do it every time because nobody else wanted to do it. So I was self promoting myself so much, and I was self promoting myself with finding photographers, great photographers, taking pictures, professional pictures. This is all through my wife. Hey, you need a good picture. You need this. You need good gear. You need this. And I'm like, oh man, all right. And there was times I was like drained and beat up and hey babe, it's the weekend. I'm just gonna take a day off. And she turned around. Hey, remember what I said? I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, let's do this. So in 3 months, I made a name. I became Octagon Junior. I became a household name. First of all, I had a name because oh, that's the kid that almost died. That's the kid that they almost killed. I was because of my accident. So I kind of made some waves because of that. That's Samuray Del Sol, the guy that almost died. But now he's in AAA. He's traveling the world. I was traveling from Mexico to Canada, to Europe, to the States, while my wife stayed in Mexico with my aunt, still supporting me, just staying there. And like, hey babe, you want a mask? And like, I need your help. Like, I just need you to take off my jacket. All right, cool. So I gave her a mask. Like, babe, there's 2,500 people here. There's 3,000 people here. Like, hey, nobody knows what you look like. So she started coming out with me a little bit, just supporting me, clapping, yay. And she started getting fans from herself too. I'm like, oh shit, there you go. Like, sorry for my language,
Yeah,
but yeah, and I started just making waves and stuff, and then I was just getting my groove already. I'm like, all right, cool. And my wife looked at me and was like, hey, I think it's time to go home. Like, really? I'm just feeling already. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the mood. Like I can do more. Like, no, it's time to go home. Like, all right, cool. And so my dad at the time offered me an apartment, and he was helping me out too, and I was helping him out too because I was wrestling. And I was living off wrestling. Wrestling was my full-time job now, and because I was getting so much work and my wife was helping me getting bookings too. It's like, hey, make sure you do this right. Make sure your media it's clean. Make sure you don't say anything dumb I'm like, okay, cool. So she was teaching me all that stuff from the get-go. And then I started getting bookings like CZW. I did this great show with I had a great match with another wrestler named AR Fox. Great match, debut. Then I did a couple matches with them. Then I got contracted by this company called Dragon Gate USA, which was a big name at the time. It's a Japanese company, and that was my first contract with them. And yeah, my wife sat down with me, meeting the promoters, like, hey, so and so, like, this is how much he charges. I was like, I want my husband to be signed in 2 years. I'm like, what? Like, there's no way. Come on, this and that. Like, no, yeah, like, his talent. And so she was like my manager. So she was speaking. I'm like, babe, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, oh, and then at the time, like, it's just like she was helping me talk professionally, like, how to value myself. I didn't know how to value myself. She taught me that. Like, value your moves, value your look, value who you are. Man, okay. And then that was my first contract with them. My first match with them was in Miami when The Rock wrestled John Cena. And that was, they have whenever there's a WrestleMania, they have WrestleCon, which there's wrestling all over that WrestleMania around that area. We call it WrestleCon every year. And from there, I even ended up going. I had tickets. I ended up getting some tickets, and I got to see WrestleMania. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. But when I had that mindset, going back to my tryout, I had that tryout. I forgot to talk about that. When I was in Mexico and I had that tryout, my wife gave me her return ticket, so she was stuck in Mexico until we had to buy another ticket. So I'm just going backwards real quick.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. So because that mindset was the same there. So when I got to Money in the Bank, I walked down the ramp. I'm like, whoa, like it just feels like I belong here. It just feels natural. And like, man, I just saw the WWE sign and I saw the corners, the turnbuckles, WWE, WWE. I'm like, man, it's so cool. I can be here. And then I had like this tryout match that Monday. So that's the day when CM Punk left with the title. I was there. That was my
Okay.
first day. That was my first
All
day
right.
right there. And yeah, and it was just hearing the crowd, the atmosphere, the pyro, everything. Like it's a whole new world. I just feel like I belong. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm there. And the first Monday Night Raw, the next day, they gave me a tryout match. I'm like, hey, you and you go in the ring, wrestle. All right, cool. Bum, 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 boom. All right, cool. I did my thing, and I was in the back. And then Tuesday, at the time, we filmed SmackDown the following day because it was pre-recorded at the time. And again, hey, you and you wrestle. All right, cool. I did my thing. Bim, 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 bim. It's like, hey, you're doing pretty good. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll give you a call. All right, cool. Right before I left, I saw Triple H. I'm like, let me take an opportunity. Hey, and I had my phone ready with some pictures. Hey, this is me, so and so, and like I'm very interested. This is my dream. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, send an email and to our corporate, and then we'll take it from there. I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good. And hey, at least I got to talk to him. He saw my face, and yeah, and I took that as motivation, and that's something in me sparked right there. Just a strong feeling from there, man. It's just that's where I started getting like nonstop. I was training really hard with the best, and from there, that's when my wife said, hey, let's go to the US, and then started traveling from there. And then I got called for another tryout. I got called, went to Tampa. They had a school named FCW. It's no longer there no more. So I did my tryout there, and I had no expectations. I'm like, let me just have fun. I'm not gonna get hired. So I had this great memory where on the sheet it says it was a promo day. Everybody in suits, but at the bottom it said, wear your gear, optional. I'm just gonna wear my gear. And I felt so dumb because I'm like, I'm the only one there with my full gear with two masks. The Octagon Junior and my other one, Samuray Del Sol, is like completely covered. It looks like a samurai, kind of the samurai that I wanted it to look like. English promo, and then whoosh, take it off, Spanish promo. And I ended up with my chant, Lucha, Lucha, and they love that. I'm like, oh, okay. And I did my whole thing, boom, 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 Lucha, and I guess I stood out. And second day, third day, did my tryout, good. I was just having fun. I had no expectations, so I just had fun. I was like, all right, we'll call you in 2 weeks. Okay, cool. And just going back with that memory, let me go fast forward again where I was at WrestleMania. I had that same mindset, and I was motivated. I was wrestling with Dragon Gate USA. I was wrestling at Evolve, that now WWE owns that. So I was having great matches with the best. That's how I was getting better. I was wrestling with the best wrestlers that had names, wrestlers that had more than 10 years experience, that had been on TV. I was learning, and I was like a sponge. I was picking all of their brains. I was learning so much and how to be unique. And one of my friends, I have the song I come out to now. It's called Machingon. It's a group based out of Guadalajara, Mexico. It's a small group, but they have a unique style of music. They wear masks while they perform. They're like a rock band, but they have a lucha song. So my friend shows me that song. It's like, hey, I dare you to go out there and lucha. You look dumb, man. Nah, come on, bro. So it was a dare of my friend, Sammy Callahan. Shout out to him, man. He's an awesome guy, and great talent too. And yeah, and I went out there, and all right, cool, I'll do it. Lucha. Dude, I saw little kids doing the same thing. Lucha. I'm like, oh, okay. Let me try it on the second night. Lucha. I'm like, same thing. Now more people started doing it. I'm like, let me try the third night. Lucha. All right, I'm keeping this. All right. All right. So yeah, because like I was wrestling this other wrestler named El Generico. His whole thing is ole. He had the style, but he was connecting so much with the crowd. That's what I needed. I had the style, I had the in-ring skills, everything, but I wasn't connecting yet. I was connecting with my work, but I was still not connecting character-wise, And it's hard to be a character within a mask, And for me, it was just something that I was struggling with until I had to find myself with that song and that atmosphere. The kids just showing them lucha, like me from fighting underneath. Like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. That's my lucha chant. And I used that. And now that's where I started connecting more and more. And I was traveling more. I went to Russia, Moscow. That was my last tour. And I'm like, man, it's been more than 2 weeks. They still haven't called me. Can't they just call me that I'm not hired, man? Come on.
Yeah.
They're just taking too long. So, yeah, and then 2.5 months happened later, and then all of a sudden, I just got the call. Like, all right, cool. Yeah, I was at the gym and just coming out of the gym. I'm, hey, this is so and so, this and that. We're interested. We want to contract you. All right, cool. Sounds like you're not interested. No, yeah. Okay. All right, I'll see you there. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, did I just get hired? Nah, I'll believe it once I get the contract at home. It seems like a dream. It's too good to be true. Then I told my wife, and she started crying. You should have waited. This and that. Told me face to face, like, no, I don't know. Like, I look back at the numbers, like, is this a dream? Like, I'll believe it once I get the contract. So a month later, I got the contract. I'm like, I'll believe it once I get over there. I'm not sure yet. I still didn't believe it. So I even I sat down my parents, because they were so scared, and they did tell me, hey, stop wrestling, do another career, and they just couldn't believe it. And since I was a kid, I've always wanted to wrestle. I wanted to be a wrestler because of my grandma. She wanted to be a wrestler, but she never had the chance. And so yeah, and then once I got the contract, and my mom thought that me and my wife, like, we were gonna have a kid. I'm like, no, it's not that. She was all excited. Yes, you guys are pregnant. I'm like, no, we're not. Hey, remember that dream I had a long time ago? Well, here's the dream. I gotta leave in 2 months. We're gonna live in Orlando. So that was like out of the ordinary, like the first out of the family to get a contract, something like that. My sister was offered a modeling contract at 16 years old, and my dad didn't let her go because she was too young, at the time. One of my cousins in Mexico was offered a soccer contract. He was 14 years old. They didn't let him go because he was too young, because school, this and that. So it's like, and my dad was offered a contract when he was a kid. Same story, 14, 15 years old, but my grandma didn't let him because he was too young. And it's just like, I broke that bridge. I broke that. Yeah. I broke that curse. In a way, I felt like I broke that. And I'm like, man, I'm accepting this no matter what, because I almost died getting here. And if it wasn't the support of my wife, man, dude, I don't know where I have been, because I don't know, man. I mean, I can't picture where I would be. She led me. She was showing me what to do, and I'm the one who did the work while she was showing me and guiding me. I had a good guidance while I was doing the work. So we're kind of yin and yang. So we were a good team. And even to this day, she's like, I still don't like wrestling, but I'll support you. So she knows the business, but she still supports me 100%. No matter what. Her dream is school. So she actually took time off school. She just had her associates, but her dream is to get a master's or get 2 masters. Man, now she has 2 masters, working on her doctorates, and she has a great job right now. I'm like, so I paid her back. I'm like, hey, you help me. So that's where all my money went. like mostly her school, my house and stuff. But yeah, like I paid her back, because we're a good team. Her dream is school. Like, for a birthday present, I could just give her a pen and she'll be thrilled. She loves school supplies. She's such a nerd. And I love that. I love that about her. So, I mean, I know I'm going all over the place with the story, man, but it's just I have so much to say, and I've been through so much. And I have a huge scar in the back of my head when people tell me, hey, is wrestling fake? I just like, here. You see this? Like, is wrestling fake? I'm like, oh my God, you see this? Wrestling fake? It's what we call, it's an action film. We're the theater. You guys are the audience. We're here to entertain. That's why I always say, like, we're here to put smiles. We're here to put a great show and to entertain. But what we do, there's accidents and there's falls. That stuff is real. I mean, look, even ballet, when they throw, and cheerleading too, when they throw somebody out and they fall, that's real. Yeah. They're doing a show. They're doing a showmanship. But still, man, the falls and everything is real.
Yeah, you almost lost your life because of it.
Oh, yeah, man. And there's been, like, I'm sure Owen Hart, correct? Like, his tragedy. I mean, there's accidents. There's so many accidents. Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he broke his neck too. There's accidents in the ring too. But that's the price we pay because what we do is what we love. You know, I always say lucha is my life, and my life is lucha. I love fighting for it, and I love fighting the struggle, and I love fighting from underneath, and showing and motivating kids and everybody and up and coming wrestlers that when I see them too, it's like, hey, come here. I know what that feels like. Here, this is what you gotta do. Do this, do that. Everywhere around the world, man. I love teaching. I call my school Lucha University, which not only I teach lucha libre, I teach lucha storytelling, also media training, nutrition, also too, because that was a big eye opener for me. Um, Man, I taught in. I have students in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, Riyadh. I taught in Russia. I taught in Australia, and man, you name in Pakistan. I taught there too, and I've been everywhere, man. India too. I got students. I mean, it's just I got students everywhere, and wherever they whenever they send me videos, hey, can you watch my match? This and that. I'm like honest. I'm like, here, do this, do that. You see this look, use that for your merch. Use this. Oh, I didn't know that. Like, well, yes, because like when I see them, it reminds me of myself because I nobody taught me. I had to learn everything the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I know so much because I did everything on my own. You know, everything when I see kids, I just want to help them.
Yeah.
You know, I want to like it reminds me of me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like man, this is what you gotta do. No one's gonna tell you, but do this, do this. Make sure you take this picture, send it to this, do this. Look at this promoter. All right, send it to that promoter. So I'm always helping constantly. Like I just feel like now that I'm out of the WWE due to COVID cuts back in 2021. After that, it was just hard. That's another.
Before
Yes.
we get into that,
Before we get into that,
before we get
please
into that,
ask away.
let's talk about when you were in NXT and you guys won a tag team championship.
Oh
Yeah,
man. So, for a long time throughout my wrestling career, many promoters wanted to make me champion, but they're like, "Hey, you're always traveling. Like, we can't make you champ here because you're always traveling. You're never around." I'm like, "Well, I'd rather travel than to be champion. It's just being stuck in one spot." But I mean, I'll put your company over. And to me, I always told myself, if I'm ever gonna have a title, it has to be WWE. It has to be a WWE title. That's my goal. Man, and when I won that title in NXT, well, I had a great motivation. Right before I went out there, I had Triple H pull me aside. He's like, "Go show them who you are." I'm like, "Whoa, man!" That motivated me so much. And I remember throughout that match, I got hit in the back of the head a little bit, so I was dinged a little bit. I'm like, "Whoa, where am I?" Oh yeah, there you go. Then when I got the title in my hand, I'm like, man, I just like a loud roar, scream, like, ah, no. Dude, I was like crying inside and out. Because my wife was in the audience too. And there was like signs in the back, Lucha, Lucha. I'm like, man, that's so cool. It was at the Full Sail University in Orlando when they were doing shows there. And yeah, man, it was just one of those moments because I was tag team with Sin Cara, and when I first saw the character Sin Cara debut, I'm like I pictured myself being tag team with him. I kind of manifested that I felt, and when I had that title, I said WWE. I'm like, oh my god, I said exactly what I told myself I was gonna do. I have a WWE title. This is the NXT tag title, the very first one, and I still have it at my home. It's just a great memory, man. Because yeah, dude, it just felt unreal. I even had it with me. I slept with it too. I'm like, man, like this is so surreal. Like it just didn't feel real. It felt like a dream. Like, is this real? I had to pinch myself a couple of times. I'm like, man, I even told my wife, like, babe, is this real? Like I've been through so much. I just can't believe it. You know? Yeah, man, please.
Then you get opportunity to get moved up to the main roster.
Yes.
Walk us through that feeling and ultimately being able to win a U.S. championship and the Cruiserweight championship.
Oh, man. So it was a different time when I started at the Performance Center. I got hired, I think it was in September, and they made me wait till July when the Performance Center opened. Because that's where they wanted me to start. So when I won that title, then I lost it. I was of course, sad. I'm like, what's next? They don't tell you. They don't tell you anything of what's next. You just gotta be prepared for whatever's thrown at you at the time. Um, it was surreal because to me it felt like, man, what's next? I'm still working hard. I'm trying my best. I'm like, they haven't told me anything. Am I doing good? Am I doing bad? I'm like, man. So I felt like I was doing a bad job. So I was working my ass off so much. And then I was on my way to Disney, and my coach calls me at the time, Bill DeMott. He's like, hey, what are you doing right now? Oh, nothing. Why? I can see the Disney sign. I'm passing it through. Like, oh, how fast can you get here to Tampa? You have a match. Wait, what? Oh, wait, what is it? It's main event. So they had like main event and superstars like right before Raw. So those are shows that are pre-recorded for like all over the world to see, Europe, internet, all that stuff. So, and the show too. But they filmed those matches right before Raw.
We would like to thank Concord Coffee for sponsoring this episode. Fuel your day with Concord Coffee, Florida's favorite local roaster. Whether you're grabbing a freshly brewed cup on the go or savoring a latte crafted by our skilled baristas, Concord Coffee is all about bringing you quality and community in every sip. Visit us at our Lakeland or Gainesville locations, or shop online to get your favorite beans delivered right to your door. Start your day the Concord way, because great coffee isn't just a drink, it's an experience. Concord Coffee, where craft meets community. Make sure to visit concordcoffee.com to learn more.
He's like, you have a match here with Sin Cara. Okay, how fast can you get here? Oh, no, I can get there fast. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. And then I'm like, hey, babe, change of plans. And I just turned around, immediately raced home. And I'm calling Sin Cara, the second Sin Cara. He's like, hey, what colors are you going to wear? Wear neon. Okay, they called you too? Yeah. I'm on my way too. I'm like, oh, okay. What are we doing? Is it just maybe like something simple or something? Sometimes when they say if you have a match, then you go there, you don't get a match. So I had no expectations, but I was ready no matter what. I went there. I drove as fast as I could. And we had a match. We had a tag team match, and because Vince wanted to see us. And my Lucha connected really well to the WWE universe, Raw and SmackDown. That's two different worlds than NXT. So there were NXT was just getting built. It was getting branded. It was getting such a buzz too. But Vince wanted to see us, I believe, and he wanted to see how we connected with that crowd. Different world again. So yeah, my Lucha, I did my match, and I just like, oh, good job. All right, cool. Done. Oh, that was a great experience. I got to wrestle in front of the crowd. That is so cool. So walking through I was nervous, really nervous, because we had an entrance, and it was actually built by Dusty Rhodes and Triple H. They guided us to come up with a new entrance using the trampoline. I couldn't go over the top, so I bounced off the ropes because I'm short. Sin Cara's taller than me, so he went over the top nicely. I did it a couple of times, but I'm like, I had a plan B in my head. And I'm like, I don't want to look dumb. Boom, I landed standing up. Oh, man, I didn't get it. They're like, yo, what is that? Can you do that again? Sure. Boom, landed on my feet. Now, can you do that little roll and do your little pose? Yeah, sure. Boom, whoa, roll, and then Sin Cara right behind me. So that became a thing. And like, that's your entrance. Like, oh, okay. And then I saw it on camera. Oh, that looks badass. Because it looks completely different. Yeah. And it was just a plan B because I didn't want to look dumb and fall like, oh, I didn't get that. And I always have a plan B in my head because I don't want to, if I trip or something, I could make it into something else, you know? So we did the entrance. They liked the entrance. And all right, cool, I'm done. My coach again, hey, you guys have a match next week again. Oh, okay. The superstars now. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, what gear? All right, cool. So it was every week for like almost 2 months. But that got me actually ready. That got me prepared. I got the reps. I already felt the crowd. I knew what to expect. And there were Lucha with me, and that's awesome. And then WrestleMania comes in. All right, cool. Like, hey, we need you guys on Raw. Okay, cool. My head, we're probably gonna do Superstars again. and they have a list and stuff, and they go around, you know, showing the matches, you know, what's up, because sometimes a lot of the scripts get ripped and things get changed on the fly too, because it's show business. So, and all of a sudden, Lucha Dragons, you guys are debuting today. I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh my god, it was like an 8-man tag. And like, yo, is this real? Like, yeah, we're debuting today. Like, did you bring your gear? Yeah. What colors are you wearing? Oh, okay, cool. I had no time because I wanted to pay full attention at everything, from the cameras, from the commentary, from the other cameras in the back. How's it gonna look? From my producers, my coworkers, and I just had no time. Just one text tonight to my wife. I didn't get chills through that. Yeah, I just told my wife tonight. So I guess my wife spread the word. It's like, hey, you know, Manny's debuting tonight, this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. It was in San Diego. Oh my God, it was so cool. It was the perfect crowd. It was a hot crowd too. Man, the minute we came, even Carl at the time, it's like, hey, there's gonna be a lot of ice. Don't mess up. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you for the. Come on, bro. No pressure, right? Like, you better not mess up, man. It's gonna be a lot of ice. I'm like, oh, but he's always a jokester, but he's awesome, man. He's a cool dude. And yeah, man. I did my entrance. I did a whole bunch of moves with Cesaro. Cesaro's another great wrestler, man. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was me, the Lucha Dragons, and New Day versus the Ascension, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. And you guys can look it up on YouTube. My matches are there, or guys can go on WWE.com. I believe there's still matches of mine there. Yeah, man, it's just surreal after the match. I lucha, the whole crowd, lucha, dude, it was such a roar. It was so intense, and even them yelling, Kalisto. I mean, that is so cool, because I've never had that until that moment. After my match, Hunter pulls me aside. He's like, hey, like, Vince was like, holy shit, who's this guy? You know, who's this guy? Like, man, that just like blew my mind. I'm like, yo, like, yeah, man, he was popping for you, this and that. Like, oh, that is so cool, man. It's good to hear. Such a great motivation, man. And then we just took off from there, from tag team matches, leading to my big Salida del Sol, which I call the exit of the sun, kind of like the rising sun. So it's Salida del Sol. SDS, just to be Samuray Del Sol. So I just kept it SDS, Salida del Sol. I did that big move. It was a huge ladder match at TLC back in 2015. New Day, Lucha Dragons versus the Usos. Another awesome team, man. So we were first match. And we were told, like, hey, just be careful. Don't do nothing crazy. We're saving something, something huge for later on. Okay, cool. I'm like, me with Uso, hey, man, I'm just going to do it. Yeah, do it, bro, do it. Okay. Oh, I just took it, man. So I did a big no-no, something I'm not supposed to do, but I did it anyway. I took it because that was my moment right there, and I saw the title. My only worry was, like, I took a peek down. I'm like, ooh, me, regularly, I can't see. I'm a little blind. I wear glasses, but I can see the ring. I can see my coworkers, but I can't see the crowd. I have to squint to see your face.
You don't wear contacts in the ring?
Nope.
Okay.
So I'm in my own world there. So I pretend nobody's there looking at me so I can be who I want to be. So that's like my own little thing. And once I did it, I took a peek. I'm like, oh my God, this is so high up. Keep looking up. I was scared because I got the wrong ladder. I got the highest ladder ever, and I got the other wrong ladder. I got there was a real steel one. I got 2 real ladders, and I got the biggest ladder. My biggest worry: please don't hit the titles. Please don't hit the titles, because I'll accidentally win. The show is predetermined. Again, we're showmanship, and we're there to entertain. But when it's a ladder match, we have to actually be careful, because people can get cut with the corners. People can get real damaged. We can have real accidents, and has been accidents. So for me, I just imagine it and picture it in my head. Okay, just be like a falling tree, falling tree. Don't bend, don't do anything. Just stay still, and stay there. My job is to protect your head, and for you not to hurt yourself. I was already planning on I'm gonna bounce off and fall my head outside. Let me plan on falling inside. At least I can fall my head inside. That thing broke without me knowing, man. I landed real nice and smooth. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Man, the loudest crowd I've ever heard, man. It was so insane. And we stole the show that night, man. We stole the show. We were this close to being tag team champions. But New Day took it that day. They took it. Xavier Woods threw a trumpet in my back because he used to use the trumpet a lot. So he threw it in my back. I'm like, oh, you son of a... And then boom, yeah, and then they got the win. But they were bad guys at the time. And it was just so fun. Nobody got hurt. Everybody got their stuff in. And man, that move, that's what got me on the map. That's what got me on the map, man. That led to my U.S. title run. So one day, Sin Cara got hurt. I'm like, man, what am I going to do? They got nothing for me. We're in a tag team. All of a sudden, I get this piece of paper. Hey, you have a segment with John Cena. What? Let me see. Oh, it says John Cena and Kalisto. Okay. I'm probably going to do something. All right, cool. So it was their real. He was U.S. champion. And John Cena on my side. So he was my manager at the time. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm coming out. He's doing Lucha 2. Awesome moment. And I beat him. And all right, cool. Hey, you have another match next week with Alberto Del Rio. Okay, cool. They don't tell me anything what's going on until when I get there, because again, the script always changes. You never know. You have to just be ready. Sometimes the script could be changed in the ring too. So you have to think on the fly. So that not a lot of people can do that, but also too, you just got to have a good ear and good mindset and knowing what you're doing and hearing the crowd too, because you change a lot of the stuff depending on the crowd's reactions. That's the artistic of being a wrestler, man. It takes a lot, but I learned so much. Again, I was a sponge. So U.S. title. Okay, cool. I go and, hey, let's just talk in the ring. Okay. All right, cool. So I guess we're going to talk in the ring. Again, everything's predetermined, and but just to be safe, everything, just in case we do dangerous moves. But yeah, and yeah, I'm just like, he goes out there. All right, cool. And then I'm like, but who's gonna win? Nobody said anything. No. So who's gonna win, man? I'm like, so I'm going out there. My music hits. Kalisto, you. What? Oh, my music. I had no time to process anything. So this meant me.
You gonna win.
And I'm like, okay, I had no time to process. So communication within ourselves, ref, and my opponent. And before that match, Alberto Del Rio, that took me to another level, man. He's like, I'm gonna teach you how Rey Mysterio taught me. This is a test. See if you can swim with the sharks or you're gonna sink. Either you sink or swim. So they want to see if you can swim with the sharks. I'm like, but no pressure. Okay, no pressure. So I'm like in my mind, I'm like, what? But again, I didn't know what was gonna happen until when I got in the ring, my nerves all went away because again, I didn't know what to expect. I was on survival mode there, but also listening, hearing the crowd, listening to my opponent, the ref, everything what I needed to do in that match, and I'm like, man, I can do this. This is awesome, So, getting close to the end. Here comes the ending. There was a finisher, but it was a quick roll up. 1, 2, 3. I rolled out, very tired. I'm like, man, this match is over. But then everything hit me when he handed that title. The referee handed the title on me. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm a U.S. champion. Everything I've worked for, man, everything I've sacrificed, it's right here. It's here in my hands. United States champion. And I screamed and looked at the camera. And they're like, Lucha, Lucha. Oh, Lucha, Lucha. Oh, man. Because I was like, wow. And then they even took a picture of me holding the title, just looking at his name, Alberto Del Rio. And I immediately went to the photo booth, like, take pictures. Don't you want the name changed? It? No, not yet. I want them to know who I beat, who I won, who I beat my opponent with, Alberto Del Rio, who I beat the guy with. It's just like so many things were running through my mind, and I was crying, and people were hugging me, like, you did a great job. And I'm like, man, and the Rio right next to Vince, like, see this kid is ready. Do something with him. Like, oof. That was another big feeling, bro. Like, again, just, and then another big feeling, like, I didn't take a picture, but they were changing the nameplates to the name Kalisto. They had it prepared already. I didn't even know. I'm like, wow. Everything I worked for, everything I sacrificed, like, grandma, man, this is your title. Like, what the hell? This is so surreal, man. And again, like, just having that title, and to me, it just meant so much. And like, having my phone blew up with messages and videos, and my wife sending me videos of her crying because she knows what we went through. We went through so much, man, that not a lot of people know. Not even my family knew what I went through. They knew of it, but they didn't know the struggle, the nights, the sleepless nights, the me being stranded in Mexico, just trying to make a show, yeah, man, it's just I've been through so much. Just having that title with me is like, man, like, how higher I can get. Let me see how high I can get. Let's see what level I can get. And yeah, I'm just having matches and matches, great matches. Then I lost the title, and I'm like, oof, back to square one. Where am I going? So it was for a while like this until I was having great matches here and there, but I was sending ideas and stuff. But again, they didn't have much for me, And then the cruiserweights, they became alive. They started in NXT. They had a big show, the Cruiserweight Classic. So the best cruiserweights in the world, from Japan, everywhere, all over the world. They did this one tournament, and I went to go check them out. That was like 10 minutes from my house, 15 minutes at the time. I checked them out. I supported, like, man, not just from Mexico, from Japan, from Europe, Canada, everywhere, all over. There was like these best wrestlers, cruiserweights, the best in the world. And yeah, and I started seeing that, and I started, hey, I want to be part of the cruiserweights, man. But for a while, like, no, and until I got an opportunity. I'm like, man, I got introduced by Kurt Angle. Yeah, Kurt Angle, bro.
I still remember that day when you were introduced.
Oh my God!
So everybody.
Oh man, so it was so cool. Like, I mean, Kurt Angle too. Like, man, like, giving me good advice. Like, I have potential, and I'm like, man, it's so cool. So again, it's just talking to legends like him, and just, to me, it just it motivated me so much. Like, let's see how higher I can get. And I had this mask made by Tom Savini. I'm a big horror movie fan, and it's I had to go to Pittsburgh to get molded, so it was kind of like a special effects movie. So Tom Savini, shout out to Tom Savini and his crew, that they did an amazing job. They did like special effects for like Freddy Krueger, Jason, yeah, dude, all those movies, yeah, dude. So it was like real legit. They did work for Hunter, Triple H at the time, so many times, and then that's why I connected a lot with Bray Wyatt, R.I.P. man, a good friend of mine, with his mask. They did his mask too. So that the cruiserweight started, and that's like, okay, maybe I can bring my old Samurai Del Sol movesets back into the cruiserweights, because I'm working with the best here. I'm working with real good talent, and they want to see where we can go. That's all. So from storytelling, lucha libre, WWE style, to the cruiserweight style, it's like, okay, now this is like pop, 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 pop. So there's more impactful, more high flying, more intense, because I was working with the best. And I ended up having a match with Enzo Amore, a great character. He's a great talent, and he got the crowd like crazy. So he was a good bad guy. So in order to be a good bad guy, it makes a good guy. Is a yin and yang. So it makes the match. And it was unexpected. Hey, you have a match with Enzo Amore. At the time, I'm like, wow, this is pretty cool. I'm like, all right, cool. So it was like a lumberjack match, which there's all the cruiserweights in the outside while we're in the ring. So at the time, that bad guy, he did a clause like storytelling that there's no cruiserweights, no cruiserweights are allowed to fight me for my title, this and that. That's when Kurt Angle, okay, so we have a new cruiserweight. He's not part of this clause. All the cruiserweights are not allowed to wrestle for your title. Okay, we have a new cruiserweight that we just got. Kurt Angle. That's when he introduced me to the Cruiserweight Classics, and yeah, man, we had that match, and when I won that title, not only was it a great feeling, it was an amazing feeling because that was the same night Eddie Guerrero's birthday, and we closed down Raw, the Cruiserweights, very first time ever. We closed down Raw with the Cruiserweights main eventing Monday Night Raw. And me winning the Cruiserweight title on Eddie Guerrero's birthday, I couldn't resist. I had to send a tweet to Ray. Hey, Ray, this title is for you and for Eddie. Why? Because they motivated me to be a Cruiserweight. So this one's for you. Man, just getting a message from him back, it's just another great motivation. That, like, man, that was a big feeling too. And I kind of closed the clause for Enzo for everyone to be champions, getting an opportunity. Then I lost it against Enzo again at that time, but now everybody has an opportunity to be champion, and then from there I kind of opened the doors for all of them, and I thought it was so cool and surreal, man. Like, there was a lot of great matches from Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, man. Yeah, it's so many to name, man. But
that's dope you were able to accomplish all that during your time.
Oh,
there.
man.
But ultimately, you just talked about it a bit. 2021 when. Yeah,
the 2021 comes along. First of all, I was in the group called Lucha House Party with Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado. They're great talents too, man. Amazing talents. And we decided to be a group. And we decided to go to Vince's office and, present him this new team. Hey, we kind of clicked together. We just can't come up with the name. My friend Lince Dorado was like, hey, Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party, okay. But, oh, wait a minute. That WWF in your house, that very first game, the logo, that could be our logo right there. Bring the old classic back. So Vince loved that. He loved the idea. We're gonna bring piñatas. We're gonna bring everything. It's gonna be a huge party. We're gonna throw sombreros, all this stuff, candy to the kids. He loved all that stuff. And the piñata was called, hey, that's our mascot, Penelope. So our little Penelope right there, she's filled with candy and stuff. So we used to use Penelope for like little props and like little explosions in their face, stuff like throwing them. So we used that prop for anything. And yeah, man, we had a good run, man. It was actually the first time I actually got to bring my inner kid outside. So I was having fun. I wasn't now looking at it as work. That was the first time I was actually looking at it as, let me have fun. People loved it, man. People loved the whole aspect of being a Lucha House Party, just having fun. And yeah, I even told the team, yo, bro, guess who DM'd me, man, that they love Lucha House Party? Lindsay Lohan. Like, what the hell? That's so cool. Like, what is awesome, man? So we were getting fans everywhere. And at the time, we talked about, like, hey, Vince, I guess, doesn't like teams to be together for too long. So there's going to be a time we're going to split. So when that time comes, you guys will work together. So I'll be on my own and you guys can still stay together. So you guys can, get your more reps and get more of an opportunity for TV time on your own, because I'm already established. You guys need to establish yourselves. So there's going to be a time where we will split. And when that time came, actually I had a shoulder injury and I had a ligament tear. So I was out for like 6 months. I took 8 months, man, because they wanted me to have surgery. And it was optional. I'm like, no, let me just take my time, do my own therapy. But that was the time when kind of COVID happened and all doors were closed. I couldn't go out and do my own therapy. So I was doing my own therapy at home because it was real strict. We couldn't go out. And yeah, I just started rehabbing on my own, looking up on YouTube. And so how can I rehab? And so I was doing everything on my own. And so throughout that time, my wife was misdiagnosed with a brain tumor. And yeah, I felt devastated, because man, like what's gonna happen? And we had to wait a month for the results. And after the month came, and like everything was like, no, she's fine. Like, because I had to go from doctor to doctor. After the fourth doctor, this is gonna lead to the with everything. After the fourth doctor, they're like, hey, your wife's just gluten allergy. Just change her diet. She don't need no brain surgery. I'm like, oh my god, because they thought that she had a brain tumor. So it just had a real strong feeling that's not what it is. So that opened my eyes. Okay, I gotta be my own doctor now. I gotta go to the doctor. Hey, what vitamins am I missing? Why am I so tired? Hey, you're missing magnesium. You're B12 deficient. Oh, I didn't know I was B12 deficient. Man, the older we get, the more complicated. We gotta own our own. We gotta know our own bodies. So I learned so much, man. I'm like, hey, let's go home. We'll throw all our food out, and I'll do this 3-day cleanse with you, because we were just bawling just out of like relief. Oh my god, my wife's not gonna die. And so yeah, and then okay, cool. So now I can actually order my meals, and I can now jot down my macros. And I was just, for the first time now, I'm jotting down my macros. And we did this 3-day cleansing. 2 days was hard, but this third day, I'm like, oh, I can go for 4 more days. But then I just started my diet. Mm-hmm. She got better. With me, oof, it's 4 a.m, and I got so much energy. Jesus. So I'm like, oh, let me go for a run. Oh, I'm running 5 a.m. Hey, the gym just opened. Let me just go to the gym. I just went to the gym. I was working out 6 times a day. Because we couldn't go out, but the gym at the time, they opened it they barely just opened it at the time. So I had time, and I was working out in my garage too, and it's just working out so much. But I had so much motivation and such energy that I had never had. I worked out so much my whole life, but I didn't know, just me changing my diet, going gluten-free, man, like, this is so, I've never felt like this before. It just feels like I have so much energy. That's on the picture on my profile. I keep it there because that's a motivation too. Like, I got so ripped. I was so shredded. And when I got back, they're like, Manny, what are you taking? What are you taking? I'm like, I just changed my diet, man. Like, I have nothing. Yeah, I'm not taking. They test us every week. Come on, like, yeah. I just literally just changed my diet. I'm like, man, and how do you do it? Who's training you? I'm like, I'm training myself. Yeah, I'm just finding YouTube and just finding ways. Even before bed, I did like I was wearing a 45-pound vest, doing pull-ups, dips, and deadlifts. I did like 3 rounds. I always call it, hey babe, I'm gonna go do my 3 rounds before bed. So every day before bed, I did my 3 rounds. What I called it. So, and that 45-pound vest was so light. And I'm like, man, this is so light. It's like, what's wrong with the weight? Like, no, you're getting stronger. I'm like, oh man. So I had a 50-pound weight vest. It's just getting lighter and lighter. So without no idea, I was just progressing, and I never looked in the mirror because I pictured what my body was gonna look like in my brain, in my mindset. Like, this is what my body's gonna look like. So when I finally looked in the mirror, when I got better and I was gonna go back after my injury, I was like, what? Who the hell is this person? I'm like, what? Oh my God, I got abs. I'm like, oh man, I got this and that. But to me, it was like an eye opener too. It was like, man, like, if I train my mindset to do something, like, how far I can go. And that's my motivation. I tell everybody, like, man, if you put your mind into something, you can do anything, man. There's no limits. You can do anything, literally. So when I got to work and everybody just looked at me in a different view, like, what are you taking? What are you doing? This and that. From Edge to Kurt Angle, everybody, man, was like, man, they like, I want to work out with you too. Like, oh man, so cool. And I was training too with a Hollywood acting coach. One of my friends that kind of let me borrow one of his coaches. I was working on my promos. I was working on my speaking and my acting skills. So on top of that, I was working on my acting skills. I was working so hard and just to come back a different person, and I did. So I looked so different, and I just felt out of place. So from there, I just kept going out of place, but I kept training and kept pitching. sending ideas, just videotaping myself with the media people. Like, hey, I got nothing to do, just record me, and they kept putting it on media. I'm like, oh, okay, on WWE. So they were seeing this new different light of me, but I just had no direction, and I didn't have support as much. But yeah, I was just doing it on my own, taking pictures, just just showing the different sides of me. I was throwing everything on the wall, see what sticks. Put it that way. Um, yeah, and then I guess at the end, my last weeks, they're like, hey, Bad Bunny wants to learn lucha libre before his match. Can you come in and train him? Oh, sure, cool. So that's what I did last time. Right before leaving, I was training with Bad Bunny a little bit, and yeah, just showing him how to fly and just talking to him, cool. And at the end, it's like, hey, my wife's birthday. She's a big fan of you, and she sent her a video, her birthday message and stuff. That was pretty cool and nice. He's a real cool guy, man. He learns so quick too. He's like a sponge. He reminded me of me too. I'm like, man. So I was just talking to him about a little bit how I did the same thing. I was like a sponge because he's like a kid too. He wants to learn. He wants to just be in the ring and learn. So even before that, he said he was training for like months, and then he just wanted to learn lucha libre. He wanted to learn how to fly, so they brought me in. And I don't mind like helping others. And I trained with Ronda Rousey, with Cain Velasquez, just training them too, helping them too. And I like helping a lot. So I was doing that throughout the process. And I had this huge pitch, awesome pitch, because my dream is to wrestle Rey Mysterio. And that never happened, but I just had this face off with him. That's it. And that's all. I had the picture, which is cool. And man, he's a legend. Like now his son Dominic is conquering WWE. He's doing an amazing job. Yeah. Man, and still to this day, he's like, man, what could have been. But I had that pitch, but that week I was gonna go in Vince's office. That's the same week I got let go. Like, ooh, I never got to him. So who knows? I don't know. Could have been, could have not been. But I also believe like God and the universe works in mysterious ways, So maybe it wasn't meant to be, or I don't know. Maybe I'm meant for something else. But I got let go. My 90 days happened. I was like kind of down, but also too trying to motivate myself. All right, cool. I'm still motivated. And then COVID got me. Oh, it almost took me out. I was in the hospital for 3 months, man. 2.5 months, 3 months. My wife said she found me on the floor. I was purple, not breathing. I was 2 weeks. My wife too she was sick too, but not as bad as me. Because I was super shredded, I believe, and I guess I had no defense, and it got me harder. And even though I was protected and everything, it still got me. I'm like, man, why me? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is like so much bad stuff happening to me? Like, but so much bad juju. Like, what's going on? But yeah, and I was just devastated because I left the hospital like 123 or 24 pounds lighter. I was super skinny with a big beard, everything. I was just really like, I couldn't see family, of course. I didn't even tell my parents because I didn't want to worry them. My mom having a bad heart, and my dad being diabetic and kind of weak, and it was so hard. I just told my wife, don't tell anybody. Don't tell. Only a few people knew. So it was tough, man, because I was on breathing machines. I was on a lot of medication. I developed like acne from my arms all the way to like my neck, because they were giving me strong drugs because they were saying that my heart kept stopping. It stopped 3 times, and I don't know what happened. I was on special care. I was on closed watch the whole time. And yeah, they were gonna put me in a coma. Immediately when I got in there, my wife said, no, if you put him in the coma, he's not gonna come back, because that was what was happening at the time. And in the hospital, I was the last one to get a bed, because there was a line right behind me, people with the same symptoms. Since I was close to dying, they got me right away. So that's the only reason why I got admitted real quick. And yeah, I didn't even see my wife for 2 months. I was like, dude, I was vulnerable. I was like, kept looking at the moon, like, just let me go already. I'm done. Just let me go, let me go, let me go. I just wanted to go. I was done. Like, I put the family through so much. I've put my wife through so much. I've put myself through so much. Like, I'm done. That's it. So my wife picked me up, and it took me 2 weeks to start talking. I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even walk. So it took me 2 weeks. The third week, I started walking. Made me happy because my wife took me to Starbucks. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. I'm all like, yeah, with all my skinny arms and stuff. And I felt so good. And just even brushing my teeth, man. Oh, like my wife, why are you crying? Like, oh my God, it feels so good just to brush my teeth. Like, I didn't even do it. It was a good feeling, but it was a feeling I've never felt, you know? So that led to, okay, going to downtown Disney. Hey, let's go to downtown Disney. He's like, is it okay if I can just have one drink? Yeah, but just don't take your medication, this and that. I'm like, all right, you know, I think I'm doing a little better. So I have my drink, and then my phone, dring, dring. Like, I don't know this number. Let me pick it up. Hey, so-and-so, Tony Khan from AEW, this and that. A couple of the guys gave me your number. We need you for a match for this Wednesday. It was a Sunday. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll be there. And I'm like, what the hell did I just do? I just got out of the hospital, man. I'm on oxygen tanks. I'm on medication, and I can't breathe. I had blood clots in my lungs. I was coughing up blood every day. I was really bad. And my wife, she got pissed at me, man. She got so mad. You're gonna die if you do something. I'm not gonna be there this time. If you die, this and that. I'm like, oh my God. But like, let me just go to the bathroom. Let me just do, and looked at myself like really hard in the mirror, and I just started bawling and crying. Like, I'm gonna roll the dice on this. Whatever happens, happens, man. Because if I'm gonna die doing what I love, you know, lucha. And so I started jogging a little bit. I'm like, I'm not even 2 steps. I'm doing, and I had my oxygen tank I was carrying with me. I'm like, man, that was so bad, bro. Man, it was just like, oh. So little by little, and Mercedes Monet now in AEW, she knew. Only a very few people knew. Not a lot of people knew. So like, hey, are you okay? This and that. Like, no, I'm just can't breathe. Like, man, I have asthma. Now it's now strong. Like, I can't breathe. Like, she even got mad at too. Like, my wife mostly, but I was just pushing myself. Let me just get through this, and then all right, cool. So that moment happened. I get there. I travel with my oxygen tank, little green oxygen tank, and I get to the hotel, just meditating, just praying and praying and praying. The day before was like the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, and I'm just praying to my friend, Luke Harper at the time, and that passed away. It's another co-worker that was in WWE with the Wyatts. And only a few people knew. So I was wrestling FTR, great tag team, the greatest tag team in the world, actually. And then was me and Aerostar, another great high flyer. So I believe he had a hurt knee too. So my concern was his knee. And I told him the story real quick. And I told FTR real quick, right before we were literally about to go to the curtain. And I told him, hey, real quick, let me just tell you. I told him the whole story really quick. You see this piece of paper? Hey, you bro, I talked to you, another great wrestler, Aleister Black. He knew. He's like, I want you to be a witness. I'm going to write my name here. If anything happens in the ring, if I die in the ring, just please roll me underneath the ring. I don't want to die on live TV. Like, Manny, what we're gonna cancel this match right now. I was like, hey, your music's playing, bro. Let's go. Come on. Man, I love you, Manny. Please don't die, man. Go in there, like legit. Like, oof, I even get goosebumps, man, just thinking about that, because I just had a piece of paper and write my name. You guys are witnesses. If I die, just roll me underneath the ring. That's my last wish. I don't want to die on live TV. And my friend, hey, my knee's messed up too, man. And like, I'm kind of nervous, bro. Like, I haven't worked this type of TV. Oh, bro, no, it's okay, man. Just follow FTR, man. They're great. They're the best. I know them. And in my debut, I was super nervous. And even when I watched it, I can't even tell. Like, it looked natural, but I was just super nervous and I was crying inside. I'm like, follow me, man. Just do a pose, look at the camera, do this and that. And, just kind of acting a little bit, just acting skills a little bit. So I was just showing him a little bit here and there. And we did the match. I even did my second rope dive to the outside. How I did it, I don't know. I think it's muscle memory, man. Muscle memory. I did my dive, this and that. And at the end, I see the promoter, Tony Khan, and he's like, man, that was great, this and that. Like, I told him my story really quick. But are you okay? No. Thank you. Because of you, I was literally about to retire. That you gave me hunger. You gave me more motivation. Thank you. You reminded me of that. I'm like, oh, awesome. So my friend Mojo Riley, Dean, that I work with now, he's like, hey, I know you were talking about retirement, but I'm doing this show privately for the autistic, for the Down syndrome kids. Flo Rider is the main guy. He's gonna perform for all of them, and one of the kids wants to be your tag partner. I'm like, all right, but after this I'm gonna retire, okay? So I do the match. All the kids, Lucha, and I went to my friend and I hit him. Thank you, because of you. Now I can't let them down. I can't let them down. I'm gonna come back, and I came back, man. Until this day, traveling the world, Pakistan, everywhere, Saudi, Jeddah, Riyadh, man. I've been everywhere, Australia. I'm still traveling to this day. India. I went to Korea for a week, man. And it's just everywhere I'm going, man. I'm just teaching and I'm giving back and I'm showing that I can still go.
That's what's up. We gotta.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. You good. I appreciate you staying with us this long. I know you're busy.
No, man.
This next segment, we're gonna kind of go through these fast.
Please, sorry.
How important do you think it is booking from the WWE to wrestler success?
How important it is?
Yeah, the booking process.
The booking at the time is different now. At the time it's I had to send my videos, my promos, my pictures, word to word, talking, networking, a lot of networking too. I believe even to this day, if you network and show that you're the best and you can show how different you can be, then you can get all eyes on you. If you have a tryout, that means the radar's on you.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yep.
And as far you mentioned some of them earlier, but I wanted to know who's on your Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Ooh, my Mount Rushmore of wrestling: Eddie Guerrero, number 1, rest in peace. Rey Mysterio, the youngest, the smallest little man, no, the biggest little man. There you go, the biggest little man. Who captivated me in looks? Hayabusa, Japanese wrestler. There's a new Hayabusa now, and he looks exactly like the same, and he stole, because of his pose and the way he presented himself in the ring and outside the ring, that stole my look. Not my look, but that stole my mindset. Like this is who I want to be, But oh man, there's so many. I would say too, The Rock, Stone Cold, Bret Hart. Those are my other 3. Those are the lucha side. My other side, yeah, Bret Hart, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay, I like that. I think I know the answer to this one, but we're gonna see what you say. What would be your dream wrestling match?
My dream wrestling match.
Yeah, with who?
Rey Mysterio.
Is there a specific type of match you'd like it to be?
Any type of match.
Okay.
I just want to be in the ring with him.
And do you have you traveled all over the world? Do you have a favorite large city or a favorite small town where they just always show crazy love when you go there? Oh,
San Diego, man. San Diego, Cali, all the Latino spots, man. Texas, Chicago, my hometown. Philly. Oh, I love Philly, by the way. Yeah, I would say Philly, man. It's a hot crowd, awesome crowd. Oof, I can name so many, man. Sorry.
You good? What do you think about the recent John Cena heel turn?
Oh, I love that, man. It was about time. It was about time, man. And not only he's in my other Mount Rushmore, by the way. I would say my 4th. And yeah, man, I picked his brain so much, and I learned so much from him. and he was helping me with my matches too, like just looking at my matches, knowing what to do, what not to do, just from the crowd and everything. Just he is an awesome human being and an amazing performer, and I believe that what he's doing right now, it's amazing, and it was about time for him to be a heel. That's why he started as a heel, and then now I believe he's gonna end that way, and not end, but I would say leaving a legacy and inspiring the other up and coming, and inspired me too. So I believe it's great that he's doing. I just can't wait to see what he's gonna do next.
Speaking of John Cena, every time he's in town, he comes right outside to the Concord coffee you saw outside.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said, I know you're a coffee guy. He said it's the best coffee he's ever had. hands down.
Yeah.
So next time we get you, or when we get finished, you got to get you some coffee for
Oh,
sure.
love it, man. Love it. Yeah. Amazing human being, by the way. Amazing human being.
That's what's
He
up.
never says no. That's the awesome thing.
Hey,
He never says no.
that's what's up. You
Yeah.
mentioned it earlier in our conversation, but what do you feel about the rise of Dominic Mysterio?
Oh, amazing. He learned so much. He picked up, and by the way, he has an amazing teacher, Rey Mysterio. Of course, man. He's awesome. Like, who wouldn't? Everybody would love to have him as a teacher. But Dominic, I mean, his genetics too, he picked up so much, and just right away, he knew what he wanted. And still to this day, I have contact with him. He's like, man, you're doing an amazing job. You're doing awesome. Dude, just keep going, man. Keep going. Like what he's doing right now, he's leaving his own legacy. Like I don't see him as the son of Rey Mysterio. I see him as Dominic.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have anybody in mind for this, but do you have someone right now that not a lot of people know about, but you know that they can end up being the star in this game, under the radar guy?
Oh, character wise, I believe they all know already. And I knew a while too, Mr. Iguana.
Okay.
Mr. Iguana, he's an amazing character. Now he can go too. He's a great wrestler. Man, there's a lot of AAA wrestlers that I've met, and a lot of Mexican wrestlers that I've met. There's another wrestler named by Gustavo. He's an awesome entertainer. Man, Mr. Iguana, Mamba from Mexico City, great entertainer. There was they made a movie out of him actually, Cassandro, amazing exotic luchador. But they made his story is just amazing. Cassandro's story is amazing. There's so many right now. I can't think of it right now, but I believe I'll think of them right now after that. But yeah, it's just
list.
yeah. But yeah, I would say I still see to this day so many young talent that they can do stuff that I can't even do. Another amazing luchador that now they're WWE's they have under radar named Vikingo. He can do a bunch of stuff. Mascarita Dorada, Torito. He was the original one of the little small people from Nacho Libre, like the little monsters. He was, yeah, he was one of them too. I always say he's one of the best luchadors in the world. Why? Because he can do anything, and he can play any character too. So he has such a talent too, man.
Okay. And I noticed in your bio, this is the last question we got. You have glow, and we talked about it before we, behind the scenes, and you talked about some of the things that you want to do out there. You shut everything down. What is glow and the story that you want to share with the world? You talked about it a little bit behind the scenes, but kind of walk us into your plans after you shut everything down.
So I started with the name Gloat. I was building a heel character that I wanted to be while I was in WWE, calling myself the Gloat, the greatest luchador of all time. I wanted people to tell me I'm not the greatest luchador Rey is without me saying his name. So I'm gloating inside and outside the ring. So I'm the Gloat. And because Rey is the greatest mask of all time, I'm the Gloat, the greatest lucha of all time. But also too, it's an inspiration too that one day I would love to tell my story, write my story in a book. It's not just the greatest luchador of all time, but it's the greatest lucha of all time, winning my life. what I've been through, my near-death experiences. If you can go through this, you can go through anything. I want to use that as inspiration to other upcoming luchadors or other wrestlers or even fans. Which one story real quick that a little girl dressed as me while I was in Mexico as U.S. champion. She was dressed as me, but she was not a wrestling fan. And I say, why are you dressed as me? Because you inspired me to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor because your chant lucha lucha. Like that's what started my okay. This is the whole new meaning. This is why I want it. So one day that's my dream, to write my book telling my story, inspiring other wrestlers and inspiring anybody who wants to be anything in life. If you fight, if you lucha, you can be anything if you put your mind through it, no matter what. I've been told you can't do this. I didn't have much how do you say support, but support means a lot too. I had my wife at the time, so that's all I needed, and I did anything I could possible to just lucha for what I wanted. And then after now to this day, when I go to my office, I see the US title, my NXT tag title, my cruiserweight title, my Slammy award, everything that I've done, me being on GQ magazine, everything, Nickelodeon, everything, all the shows, and just everything that I've done. I'm like, man, everything that I wanted, even having my own Chucky doll that I wanted for a long time. Like, man, I've told this myself that I wanted this because I really put my efforts towards it, and all it takes, it was a sacrifice. And I want to tell my story from details for everything because I left so much details off. But in the book, I wanted it to be called the gloat, becoming the gloat, the greatest lucha of all time, not just luchador, but lucha.
And it's definitely a story that needs to be told and that
man.
needs to be heard, man. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule and, sitting down with us, man. You an amazing testimony.
Thank you, man.
You embody everything that Trials of Triumph stands for. And
Triumph. Yes, that's another good one.
I'm a fan, man. It's a pleasure.
It's an honor to me too, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Luchas gracias.
Yes, sir.
I always say.
Well, Freddie, we're recording this a week in advance just because I'm going to be traveling next week. But we had a great conversation with Samuray Del Sol. Just a really down-to-earth guy. Spectacular story. Excited to see, what's next in it. But also was really cool just to hear him kind of explain the dips and dives of it. But because we're recording in advance, we're not going to really talk too much about any important news.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be crazy stuff happening between now and then. But we're just going to do just a quick back and forth about our favorite storylines going into this season, and then our football guys right after. So I'll start off, and I'll start with a homer pick because, huge New England guy, huge Patriots fan. The number one storyline in my head is, can Stephon Diggs help elevate the Patriots to another level? Last year, obviously, we played decently, but not great. Had a high enough draft pick to get Will Campbell. But with all these offseason additions, with getting a weapon like Stephon Diggs for Drake May and a new coach in Mike Vrabel, my hope is that they figure it out.
I think they will. Stephon Diggs is just a player, even though you have some people that don't like some of the things that he may come with. Man, every team he's went to, just on the field, he's a baller. He elevates the team, and I think he's going to do that for a young quarterback that's coming into year 2 and trying to find some success, me personally.
Yeah, I mean, at baseline, like you said, success. Success kind of seems to follow Stephon Diggs, whether it be the year in Houston, the couple years and with the Bills, the few years in the beginning of his career with the Vikings, like he's always been somewhat consistent, as well as he's always been able to elevate these quarterbacks. I mean, you see Case Keenum, almost getting a major contract because Stephon can catch anything. So my hope is that he brings it up, brings up the level of play. Him and Vrabel are two great names to have in the building to help for that. And then just Patriots in general,
Yeah,
trying to return to
I think the Patriots will get back. One thing about Stephon Diggs that you see, just the fact that he looks more explosive coming off of that injury, it's just a testament to the work that he's put in, and that's going to rub off in that locker room. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna say I don't care what you do off the field, but I really don't care.
Yeah.
In that locker, what you do in the locker room as a teammate, all those different things, how you go about business, he's locked in.
Yeah.
And the guys are gonna see that, and if you don't get with it, you're gonna get embarrassed every week in practice and put your job in jeopardy. So he's only gonna raise the level of play for the Patriots.
Yeah. No, I'm excited at the potential. The second storyline that I'm kind of equally interested in, and it's not a major market, it's not a major team, but the Colts. Mm-hmm. They bring in Danny Dimes. He seems to be winning the job, but then you have AR, who's injury prone currently, but he's an explosive player, and you saw those flashes of him making those plays. So it's like I'm very interested to see, like, are they gonna carve out a spot for him in the offense? Is he gonna play like a Taysom Hill role where he just gets plays, or is it gonna be a situation where they just go full-fledged into a completely different style of quarterback in Danny Dimes?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You got two QBs, Daniel Jones, who basically everybody gave up on last year, getting another opportunity, and then Anthony Richardson, who a lot of people don't think can be a successful quarterback. It's okay, somebody's gonna have to emerge this year and prove the people wrong. Which one is it gonna be? Is it gonna be Anthony Richardson or is it gonna be Daniel Jones? One of them has to win.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see. I know they both have chips on their shoulder coming into a situation where the organization may not be too happy with Anthony Richardson after some things, and then Daniel Jones just dealt with a lot over the past few years, and he's out to prove himself. So they have a lot to prove this year. So it's gonna be interesting to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, and then also with Jim Irsay passing, the ownership kind of shifting to his daughters. It's just an interesting situation all around. So much history in that franchise too, with Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Super Bowls, Eric Dickerson, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how it turns out. You have a big one.
Yeah. Now that the AFC North, the best division in football, NFL football, man. Every year it's like back and forth, man. A roller coaster ride. Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and the Browns, and you got even bigger storylines from the Browns coming out this year. You got Shadur Sanders coming out, and he's a guy that even though he brought in a lot of headlines for sliding in the draft, I think he's a guy that potentially, like, throughout the year, if he just stays the course, I think he'll have a shot to get to play, because Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, whoever wins the battle, neither one of those guys are franchise QBs at this point in the year. So eventually, one of the younger guys, I feel like, is going to get an opportunity, whether it's the fans pushing it or somebody within the organization wanting to see them get an opportunity. And I truly believe that Shadur is probably going to be a little bit more pro-ready than Dylan Gabriel at this point. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the Browns are very interesting. And then you got the Bengals, who have just a cluster of an organization right now with all the contract disputes, top-heavy offense, meaning that rookie just not wanting to sign.
I don't even know if they want to win. Like, you didn't want to, like you said, the contracts. Why don't you sign your top guys? Trey Henderson doing what he did last year, and then you got Shamar Stewart. Mm-hmm. I don't get what the Bengals are doing. Like you said, they're top-heavy. But in this league, in the playoffs, offense looks pretty, but you got to be able to stop somebody in the playoffs to win the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow has done too much for this team for you to continuously put teams around him that can't win. I don't know. I don't know.
I know. As much as it's nice to have multiple weapons on offense, you think they might want to get rid of one of those receivers so they can pay some people on the other side. And then the Steelers. Making all these trades for defensive and offensive pieces, signing Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. That in its own right is an interesting team, because Mike Tomlin, will always have them at least close to a playoff appearance. Are they, with the additions of Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers. Do you think that that's a playoff team? Do you think that that's the team that'll come out first or second in that division?
They definitely got a shot, man. You take a look at Aaron Rodgers if he comes back. You talked about it. Achilles takes a while to come back from. If he comes back and looks more like his old self with the Steelers, I know him and Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin has always had a high level of respect. You saw it in the back and forth between the Packers and the Steelers over the year when Rodgers was over there. Tomlin loves Rodgers. You saw it. He had a high level of respect for him. If he can come back to his old form, Jalen Ramsey, he's a guy that can do a lot of things, brings a physicality to the defense. He's one of the smartest football players that I've ever been around, period, offense or defense. Then you got a guy like Jonnu Smith that can help your offense out. You got DK Metcalf, and they play a physical brand of football. That's what the AFC North is, but now you get guys that can come in and bring you explosive plays on the offensive side and the defensive side of the ball. So it's going to be interesting.
And then you got the Ravens.
Yeah.
Lamar. Can't count Lamar out.
Every year I feel like the past 2 years, I feel like I said, man, yeah, if the Ravens don't win it this year, then they'll have no shot to win it the next year. Then they put together an even better roster. And this year, I felt like last year, the Ravens and the Eagles had the best rosters in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And the Ravens may have a better roster now than they had last year. So it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting division, man.
Yeah, the Ravens always find a way to build back up. I feel like there's maybe been 2 or 3 seasons in my lifetime where the Ravens have been bad. And even then, they bounce right back. Between the Joe Flacco years, when the defense was helping a lot, and then he just catches fire. Mm-hmm. You can even talk about the kicker position. Where Justin Tucker gets in that trouble. He's no longer on the team, and then they draft a kicker who is supposedly just like the second coming of Justin Tucker as far as what we're hearing from practices. So it's a very interesting getting Yair Alexander, keeping all of those pieces. 2 to 3 years ago, trading for Roquan Smith, which was insane. The fact that you gave the Ravens Roquan Smith, the Bears. Roquan Smith is just another. He'll be a football guy at some point. He's one of those, one of our football guys. But no, the AFC North, I think is probably the top storyline. Between all of these teams, between all of the problems, between everything that's been going on, I feel like there's no other answer, unless you're gonna go for, like I said, the Patriots or the Colts or some of these smaller storylines. But the division as a whole, the AFC North has so many fun storylines, and that kind of gets us to our football players of the week. You mentioned that you have a couple surprises, so. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go?
You go first.
My first one, tight end, I would say it's a homer pick, but it's not. It's sort of a homer pick, and that's Ben Watson, Benjamin Watson, the tight end, first round pick in 2004 by the Patriots, won a Super Bowl with us. The reason I picked him. He's not tight ends. It's really hard to have those Gronkowski numbers. You're not going to have 1,000 yards. You're not going to have 100 catches unless you're in today's version of a tight end, whether it be Brock Bowers or Travis Kelce. Mm-hmm. But he was just consistent. He was one of those dudes. He played from 2004 to 2019, 15 seasons. You don't see skill position players play that long unless they're just solid. Tight end, it's a little bit easier to do that, but the fact that he put up 400 yards in his second to last season with New Orleans Saints is insane. Just a good teammate by all accounts too. And he did bookmark his playing career in New England. So he started in New England, he ended in New England. But no, he's a beast. And then my second football guy is a dude that I'd heard of, but I didn't know his story until I saw it on Instagram. Shout out to that Instagram page. I forgot what it was. I wish I would have saved it. But James Laurinaitis.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
He was an Ohio State linebacker, and then he got drafted. I believe he got drafted to the Rams, and he is still the Rams' leading tackler. Just an all-around dog. Just won a national championship as a coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. But he's a dude that he played from 2009 to 2016, and he had 100 tackles in every season but his last, and then retired. He's like I said, still the leading tackler for the Rams, and that was when they were in St. Louis. Just an all-around, just badass player. Also, this is going to be at the tail end of formerly known as Kalisto, but Samuray Del Sol's episode. His father is one of the Road Warriors from the WWE, and his uncle is the other Road Warrior. So he's got a little WWE connection. But he was an animal, and obviously still is an animal. Linebackers coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. That core was insane this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him, take some leaps towards being a defensive coordinator or head coach in the league at least someday.
You know what's crazy? Thinking about it in football, sometimes your coach pisses you off, and then you have those players every now and then. It's like, man, I know I'll whoop coach. Imagine having the coach that you can't whoop.
I know. Well, I was thinking about that. Like, you remember Brian Cushing? He was that linebacker out of Texans.
Yeah.
I think he was the strength and conditioning coach for the Texans for a while. Yeah. And it was right after he was playing. Though I cannot imagine, because he was known as a dude that would rock people. I cannot imagine being under him as a him being my strength and conditioning coach. Him being a coach in general. I mean, it's the same thing with Vrabel. Like, Vrabel is a dude that just gets down and dirty. But no, I mean, having a guy like James Laurinaitis, just that must be terror, but it also obviously builds strong men. So, what are your picks?
Yeah, so I got a guy, man. I actually got this one from TikTok yesterday. We posted our NFL Unsung Heroes, and they were like, "Oh, we would love to see this guy." So I'm giving you what you want, guys. So we got Greg Cragen. He was played for the Denver Broncos. He went undrafted in 1984. Played 13 years in the NFL. Wow. This is what you call a straight grinder. He grinded, and he played over 200 games. Ended up with 28 and a half sacks. Just a guy that was consistent, came in every day, showed up, and was a force on those teams, and played in a few Super Bowls for those Broncos squads, man. He's a guy that when you look at it and you talk about trials of triumph, he's been through the dirt, he's been through the mud, and every single time he continued to fight. And if you look on film, you see him, he's one of those effort guys. He may not be one of the names you think about when you talk about superstars or Hall of Famers, but when you look at him, he was a critical piece to all of those teams that had success in the NFL. So that's one of the guys that I have this week. And then the second one that I got, he's only on this list because his career was derailed by injuries. He was a baller though, and he was really going to be on the path to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and that's Todd Gurley. Right? There was a list that came out last year, 2024, that said he hasn't played since 2020, and he's still in the top 10 of rushing touchdowns since 2015. And just looking back at Todd Gurley's career, I was a huge fan of him because I was watching back at Georgia, and he's a big back. I love big backs off top, but Todd Gurley, I don't know if you heard the saying, like, you see some people in the world, you're like, man, that's proof that guy has favorites. Todd Gurley was one of those dudes, man. He was a big dude, massive legs, could run, blazing fast, jump over you, shake you, hurdle you, catch the ball out of the backfield. Every time he had the ball in his hands, he could change the scoreboard. And he was not only doing that in college, but he was making people look like little kids in the NFL. Like, the Rams weren't even on TV at this time. I never saw him, but I would always see a Todd Gurley highlight. Then next thing I know, I'm just watching the game, and then another Todd Gurley highlight comes on. I'm just chilling. Another Todd Gurley. I was like, yo, what are they doing over there with the Rams, man? And that's what type of player he was. I truly believe that if he didn't have to deal with all those injuries, he would have been the first ballot Hall of Famer. It sucks, but we're going to give you your flowers.
No, 100%. Todd Gurley is the perfect example of a guy that when I was jumping headfirst into football, always been a fan of the Patriots, but jumping into football in general, he was the guy that jumped off the page. As a fantasy football player, he was a dog. As a Madden player, he was a dog. As a football watcher, he was a dog. He's just, and that's just like you said, just the proof that injury luck is such a big part of an NFL career. I still think that he had such an amazing NFL career that I would consider him one of the greatest of this generation as far as running backs are concerned. But he definitely, if he didn't have all those knee problems, I think that he would still be going. I mean, he's like a prototype of like a Derrick Henry, but a little bit smaller, but still a big body. He was spectacular. That is a spectacular pick. I often think about Todd Gurley just because of how good he was, and he's 30.
Yeah.
He turns 31 this year. Like, he's 30 years old. He hasn't played since 2020. That's crazy. The prime of his career was so, like, condensed, and then he just gets hurt and he doesn't get those opportunities. And it just proves the running back position is such just a crapshoot of injury and luck and, coaches just wanting to cycle through people. Because, I mean, he was a testament to, he was the backbone of the Rams for 5-6 seasons. And then he's gone.
It's crazy.
That's just nuts. I mean, those were spectacular picks. No, I think I don't have anything else unless you have something. But I would just like to thank our sponsors, Concord Coffee and Indie Atlantic Films. We love bringing these episodes to you. We love talking football. We love talking to people like Samuray Del Sol. And we look forward to bringing more to you. See you guys.